Hey kids, it's Kyle here. I'm here hiking on a trail in Minnesota. Stay tuned as we have more adventures on this episode of Hiking with Kyle. So we're camping. We found this trail. It's actually more of like a abandoned road, and we're hiking. We are at our destination. So I've chosen a hiking path where we are going to what's called the Monarch House. And this house was built in around 1857 to 1860. And so it's kind of a cool house. No electricity, no running water. It was built way back when, and nobody inhabits this house, so it's just in the middle of nowhere. But it's cool, we hiked to it, so you can hike to it. It's about a couple miles in on this hiking trail. So let me show you it, it's kind of cool. So here behind me is the house, and there's the sign that shows the Monarch House. So yeah, we're pretty much in the middle of the woods. So it's been a good hike. Let's walk on up here and let's explore a little bit. Come with me. So here's tip number one. When you go on a hike, find a hike where you can hike to something or a place that you can explore. It's kind of fun. It gives some adventure on your hike. So that's what we're doing here. And look, here's my hiking buddy, Annika. Annika, what are you sitting on? It's no well pump.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I already tried it.
Annika tried it. Try it for us again. No water. The well is dry, but if you know Jesus, he's the source of living water. Yeah. So we've come behind the house. Looks like there's kind of an outhouse structure here, and kind of it's like goes into this big back space here behind the house. So it's kind of fun to explore different structures. We're kind of walking around the house here. So yeah, 1800s, 1850, 1860. This is the front of it. The Nicholas Monarch House has been placed on the National Registry of Historic Places by the United States Department of Interior. So look it up, kids. Back here at the Monarch House. We're just taking a little break. Tip number two, it's important on a hike to make sure that you take breaks, sit down, at certain spots. Not for long, but just make sure you're resting well. And then tip number three, make sure you hydrate, with some sort of water. That wasn't sponsored by anything. So hydrate well on hikes, right, Annika?
Right.
Tip number 5, always carry a good map on your hike, because you never know when you'll get off course and not quite sure where you are. You can follow a map and get to where you're supposed to go. So I have a map here, and it's showing us exactly where we're going. We're going to the Monarch House. We parked here, we walked up here. It's about a couple mile hike, and we're gonna walk back. So this map shows me exactly where we're gonna be along this. So make sure, kids, that you take a map or some sort of markings of where you're going so you know where you're gonna be at. Because a lot of times on hikes in nature, you can't use your phone. So you can't go to GPS. So you gotta have the old school map. When you come across, when you're hiking in the woods, you wanna make noises so you make sure all the animals know you're coming. Hello! Hello! Hi, animals! So what do you do when you come to a little hazard like this? There's water right here. Well, watch.
You sit down.
You sit down. Oh boy. All kinds of fun. Think we can make it? Doo doo doo. Tip number 8. When going hiking, Maybe bring along water shoes. I didn't. No, these shoes are gonna get wet if I cross there. Stay tuned. That was amazing. Well, we built a little like bridge and we crossed the water. So you gotta come up to number 8 is be resourceful, find things around. Obviously, when we cross back over, we're gonna put this wood back in nature where it came from. But when hiking and you come across an obstacle like this and you don't wanna get your shoes wet, you could build an obstacle. Or kids, you could take your shoes off and walk right through there. I'm not saying I did that though. You'll never know, will you? So when you're hiking and exploring, you really need to look at what's around you. Kind of look at the nature, the trees and everything, and find some native species. Maybe look it up and see kind of where things are at. We did that today. I want to show you some rare species of plant life. That's amazing. Maybe you've never heard of this. Come with me, I want to show it to you. It looks like this. It's called corn. We found corn, everybody, on this episode of Hiking with. Little mousey died?
That mouth is open.
Oh man. When in nature, observe all nature, even if it's dead. Rest in peace, little mouse. We're on the final leg of our hike here. It's been fun, been a fun morning to go out, get hiking. Picked a beautiful day for it. It's just great. It's fun to get into God's creation. So here's a great tip for you. You need to get into God's creation. Find woods, find a place where you can just soak up God's beauty, because He's created this beautiful landscape for us to enjoy. So kids, that's my tip for you. Take a hike, take a walk, go biking. And I know a lot of you are, but man, God has created beautiful, beautiful areas for us to enjoy Him and His creation. So, thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Kyle's Corner. We're excited to get together in the fall. Our kickoff for youth group is September 16th. So more information will be coming. I hope all of you can join us for our fall youth group kickoff. Until then, enjoy the month of August. We'll see you later.